I'm going to take a minute, if that's okay with everybody, just to let this moment sink in, because sometimes life sends you magic moments, and sometimes you only notice the magnitude of them later. But this moment right now is one that I want to make sure I'm absolutely present for, so I'm just going to take you all in, breathe you all in, breathe in that smoke machine. I'm going to start by thanking Hannah and the team at the university who have put so much hard work into bringing today together. So can we just have a round of applause, please, for Hannah? And now, onto this fabulous creation. I know. Isn't this a Chancellor's gown and a half? I want to thank the incredible, brilliant, and talented Yashana Malhotra, who's a recent fashion graduate from Central St. Martin's. It is such an honor to be able to wear what you have created for me, Yashana. It's utterly magnificent and unique, just like you. Thank you. And I think this really defines how I will tackle my role as Chancellor in a fresh, new way, celebrating the next generation of brilliant minds and helping them showcase who they are and what they have to offer the world, and encouraging them to lean in to being unique and different, because that's what makes us interesting, just like Bradford. There is nowhere else in the world like Bradford, and we should be celebrating that identity, and that is what I plan to do. Bang the drum for Bradford. For those of you who don't know, I'm Bradford born and bred. Woo! Thank you. This is a city that shaped who I am. It's where I learned to walk and talk, learned to ride a bike, first went to the cinema, to the theatre, to the pub, bought my first record, Nana's 99 Red Balloons, is what I say when I want to sound cool. It was actually New Kids on the Block. It's because of Bradford I have a love for the industrial north and its stunning Yorkshire countryside landscape. It's because of the surrounding countryside and what it imprinted on me when I was a kid that I now bowl around on Sunday nights on BBC One on Countryfile in my wellies. I used to get my mum to drop me off outside Bradford Library, and after spending a bit of time in there, probably not enough, I'd actually pop next door to the National Film and Photography Museum, as it was known then, and spend ages just looking at the exhibitions. It's in this city that I got both my first ever radio and TV experience. It was in the car driving to school, listening to Radio 4, Woman's Hour would pop up, and I'd desperately beg Dad to turn it onto Radio 1. And now I present Woman's Hour on Radio 4 in a Yorkshire accent. It's because of Bradford I speak the way I do. I have my sense of humour, sorry about that. My turn of phrase. It's why I don't mind the rain. It's in this city I did all the stuff that I can't tell you about because my mum and dad are sitting right there. Yeah, I know, that was funny, wasn't it? This city, like that. This city gave me my identity, and it is one that I am fiercely proud of. So my journey began right here. And it was from here that I aspired to want something more from my life. And I knew my access to get whatever that place was through higher education, through university. And I couldn't wait. University was the first proper pit stop on the road to becoming an adult, on the road to becoming the thing that I wanted to be more than anything else on earth, independent. What makes me standing here in front of all of you remarkable is plenty of people go to university, but not from my family. I'm the first person in my family that went to university, and that experience changed me forever. It transformed my life, and it's probably changed my family's life in many ways too. I stepped into Leeds University, don't judge me, with my suitcase, my mini boombox, and my mixed cassettes. A drum and bass mixtape and the Smiths mainly. Again, don't judge me. Little did I know how my life was going to change. They talk about sliding doors moments in your life. Well, going to university is exactly that. A moment when the course of your life alters forever. And I soaked it all up. Everything the university had to offer, but also everything the city had to offer. Because universities and the city they are in are intrinsically linked, especially for students. The access and the privilege of education is not one I take for granted, and nor should any of us. Universities are amazing. Think about it. A place dedicated to acquiring knowledge and for betterment of self. What could be more important than to have access to broadening your horizons, to study a subject in depth, to learn, to meet people from all walks of life, from around the world, to socialize, have a good time. That's going to be a reoccurring theme. To be able to make mistakes in a safe environment and to grow from them. All so that you can go out into the world and shine. As I've said, university changed me. Like for so many others, it gave me social mobility. But it also cultured me, gave me a space to step into becoming an adult. A beautiful transitionary period where I learned to fend for myself in the best way possible, by figuring it out, because I had to. There was no mum's home-cooked rotis. There was no one else washing my clothes or cleaning my bathroom. I'm not sure anyone cleaned the bathroom in the entire time I was at university. And how did I learn? I learned by making plenty of mistakes and having a ton of fun whilst I was at it. And it's thanks to my family that I'm here. My dad, Balvinder, was 4 when he moved from India to Bradford. A proud Yorkshireman. Yes, come on, Bradford gets a cheer. Or was that a cheer for my dad? I don't know, maybe. He's a proud Yorkshireman with a hint of Indian. My mum, Luckbeer, left sunny India to marry my dad, and she arrived in Bradford. I'm not sure she was expecting it. She's a proud Indian and a Yorkshire convert. And my mum and dad had one goal: to give me and my brother every opportunity they never had. In fact, my brother Kuldeep is also a graduate of this very university. My parents grafted hard. They have worked very hard in this city. Our story is the story of Bradford. So if it's okay with all of you, I'm going to take this moment. Wow. I don't cry on national TV, but here you go. Just to thank them. Shirley said it's all right to cry because you can cry in universities. And I thought that's because you've got a woman at the helm who makes it okay to be emotional. It's okay to be emotional. I want to thank them for everything they have done for me and for the foresight to let their feisty daughter pursue her dreams, although I'm not really sure you had a choice. Aren't you glad I asked you all those questions? And my favorite question was why? And it still is. And I'll come back to that. But talking of questions, where are the students in the room? Where are you? Come on. Okay, you are the most important people here, the students of the University of Bradford, and my God, I'm excited for you. Going to uni is great, and you are at the best university on earth. Isn't that right, Shirley? This is the place where your questions can be answered. You are here to ask questions of your tutors, of your books in that library, of the systems around you, of yourself. But always be willing to hear another point of view that doesn't match your own. This is a place for debate and for the expansion of understanding that comes with the capacity to hear the other perspective. You don't have to agree, but be willing to listen. And people will ask you questions. The one that comes up for me time and time again is, why you? And my answer is always the same. Why not me? So my plan, as your Chancellor, is to help you value yourself, to be bold and smart and bravely go for what you want in life, because why the heck not? And by being in this educational institution, you are already backing yourselves and arming yourself to take on whatever comes next. I truly hope I do a good job as your Chancellor. And now to the reason I'm standing here. I'd like to thank the amazing Vice-Chancellor, Shirley Condon. Thank you. For giving me this huge privilege and honour. I've always had passion in my life, Shirley, but you've given me a purpose, and that's beyond anything. When you picked up that phone and asked me if I fancied the job, I thought you'd got the wrong person. But as you've mentioned how much our values align, that was the real reason I accepted this, because of the values of this university and how much they align with my own. I truly believe in access to higher education. It changes people's lives, particularly the lives of young women. You change the life of one woman, you will change the life of every generation after that. The university crucially also believes in helping people from all backgrounds. It's socially inclusive, and it has a global outlook. The diversity of this university is a huge asset, and I believe diversity equals creativity. I want to share something that I heard on the radio this morning on my way in, and it was a Rohingya refugee who, at the age of 8, was told in her refugee camp that she was going to leave and come to the UK. And at the age of 8, this little girl, because her world had been so small, didn't realize that other countries existed. She thought her world was a refugee camp, and that was it. She is now a graduate from the University of Bradford. That's what I'm talking about. I will proudly advocate for this great educational institution. I am a daughter of this great city. Thank you for giving me the honor and the opportunity to give back to a place that gave me so much. I have nothing but gratitude. My story is the story of Bradford. It's the story of Britain. And I am beyond humbled to be your Chancellor. Thank you. Thank you.